How can I support you with your mental and emotional health and well-being? The sky is the limit. So I have lots of different topics that I work with my clients around, especially to improve their mental and emotional health and well-being. I say mental and emotional health because the two are very closely linked and very tied in together. We're seeing a huge epidemic of mental health issues now in Ireland and all over the world. Unfortunately, with the dawning of COVID-19, that has exacerbated the situation even more, and the supports in Ireland especially are very thin on the ground at the moment, which is very unfortunate. So I'm here to tell you that when you work on your personal development, there's great potential in it, and the potential is to improve your mindset but your overall quality of life. And the reason I know that is because I have done that myself. I have worked on my own personal development for over 15 years. I have studied it and I have enacted it in my life. It's a passion of mine. And before I started that journey, my mental health was not good at all, and I wouldn't have been in a great place. And I suffered from fear and anxiety and stress all the time. My life was very chaotic, very dramatic. There was always one thing after another happening, and I was finding it very difficult to give myself that time to process these things. So I felt that everything was kind of coming on top of me, and I luckily didn't reach a huge crisis point because I found personal development before that happened. But I was at a point where I was extremely stressed out, and I was using different coping mechanisms that were not benefiting me at all, and just made the whole situation worse. So luckily, over 15 years ago, I found personal development, and I started working on building my self-awareness, knowing what my behaviours and patterns were. I did that through going for counselling, which I found amazing, and I have been through many rounds of counselling, not just one, because I have found it so beneficial. And talking to somebody who is trained to listen and trained to kind of help you figure out what could be improved, what changes could be made, is fantastic. Now, I'm not a counsellor. I have a certificate in play therapy, and I can do play therapy with anybody, but I'm not a cognitive behavioural therapist. I'm not a psychotherapist, but I am a coach. And the difference between coaching and counselling is you still get listened to in both mediums. That's a comparison. The two are the same. The difference being that when you go for talk therapy like CBT or psychotherapy, or if you go to a psychologist, you're talking very much about the past and delving deeply into the past and processing an awful lot of what you've been through in the past. Whereas when you come to coaching, we don't delve into very traumatic events like that, because even though I am trauma informed and trained to work with people who have been through trauma, I am not trained to go deeply into very traumatic events. So in that case, I would be recommending a counsellor or a therapist. But for somebody who is in need of working on their personal development, who would like to improve their mental health and their emotional health, I can talk to you about that. I can coach you around that, and I can give you tools and skills and exercises that will all help you to work towards getting to that point where you feel happier, you feel more peaceful, you feel more content and fulfilled in your life, where I will try to empower you to make changes yourself, give you the independence to work on your own personal development, and all of that will lead to an improved quality of life. So I'm also quite good at looking at emotional health and emotional regulation, emotional well-being, because I've been through that journey myself. I've studied it, and as I mentioned earlier on in this video, mental health and emotional health, mindset and emotions are very much tied in. Your thoughts create your emotions create your thoughts, your beliefs. So they're very much tied in together. And I can show you how to regulate your emotions better, manage your emotions better, and hopefully all of that would then add up to, again, increased quality of life, happiness, content, being more fulfilled. If you would like to discuss any of this with me, or if you have any questions, book in for a free consultation, and we can have a chat and we can look at where you are and where you want to be. And I say to people, if you're really in crisis point, I would recommend counselling first or therapy first. But just to say that if you are going through that and you need something to kind of move you forward, coaching is great for that as well. And coaching works really well in line with counselling or talk therapy. But just to be open and honest about that with me if that's something you are going through. But I try to work with as many people as I can, so no matter what, I will support you in whatever way I can, whatever way is available to me. And that is my promise to you. So I hope that answers that question.